Hello guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. As always, I am excited and glad to have you back here again. For my returning subscribers, I'm glad to always have you back. Our subscriber count is gradually increasing, and if you're new here, my name is Greater and I am a Nigerian currently living in Alberta, Canada as a permanent resident. Here I share my immigration story and also the little knowledge I know about the Canadian immigration. Please note that I'm not an immigration consultant and the information I share here are mostly from research I make. That is why I always say that you can always get information online. So today we shall be continuing with our provincial nomination discussion. The last video I posted, I talked about the Ontario nomination program. Today I'll be talking about the Saskatchewan nomination program. Saskatchewan. This is one of my favorite provinces. In fact, I fell in love with this province from one YouTuber's channel. Marina Esiri, one of my favorite YouTubers, she made me fall in love with Saskatchewan, and to a point I considered settling down in Saskatchewan. For Saskatchewan, they have one of the best but tricky nomination program. Unlike Ontario, that goes into the pool to invite prospective candidates, for the Saskatchewan nomination program, they don't go into the express entry pool to invite prospective applicants. What they do is that they require applicants to apply directly to them. They have their separate application portal. The government of Saskatchewan runs different streams or different provincial nomination programs. The most popular ones, which I'll be talking about, what I'll be dwelling on is the one that concerns Outlanders. For the people that want to that are looking at getting nomination from this government, 600 points, and using it to further their express entry goals. The three programs that are available for Outlanders would be the International Skilled Worker Program, Saskatchewan Express Entry. For this program or for this stream, you must have, it is mandatory to have an express entry profile or an express entry account. You must have been in the express entry pool before you can apply to this program on the Saskatchewan government portal. The next one is the International Skilled Worker Stream, Occupation in Demand. For this one, it's not mandatory to have an express entry account. And the third one would be a stream that was created, I think, last year or 2022. I'm not sure of the exact time now, for healthcare workers. Will be going into all of these one after the other. So now we go over to the first one, which is the International Skilled Worker Stream Express Entry. Like I said earlier, you must have an express entry account before you can apply to them. Please remember that for Saskatchewan, you would have to apply to them directly. So they have a portal, I think it's now called the OASIS, OASIS, and then there you would have to go send your expression of interest. So that's what it's called. For you to apply to them, you're sending them an expression of interest to say, okay, I'm interested in coming to live permanently in your province, and I want you to consider my application. So the Saskatchewan Nominee Program has list of occupations that are eligible for the program for this International International Skilled Worker Program under the Express Entry Program, and they also have excluded occupations. So if you go to your website, you will see the list of excluded occupations and included occupations, so you are sure of where you fall under. Now, the reason why I say that this Saskatchewan nomination program is quite tricky is because of the special or specific requirements that are needed before you can consider applying for this position. Now, let's look at those requirements. The first requirement will be, and this is very important, guys, please take note of this. The occupation you would want to base your application, your Saskatchewan application on, must be what you studied in school. Like, let me take our country, Nigeria. Some of my subscribers are not from Nigeria. In Nigeria, you could study banking and finance in their university, and you end up working as a microbiologist. Or you could study microbiology or engineering in the university and end up working in the bank. and of course that's where you have your work experience on, and you would want to base your application on that. Saskatchewan nomination program does not accept that. So the NOC, or the occupation you would want to base your application on, must be what you have done, what you have work experience on in the past 10 years, at least for 1 year, and it must be what you studied in school. So there must be a match. The general express entry program does not require this. You could have worked in a bank for the number of past years, and you studied engineering. You can use your bank experience to apply for the general express entry program. For the Saskatchewan program, you have your work experience and your education must be a fit. You must have 1 year, at least 1 year of work experience in the past 10 years in that field, in what you studied, and you must have been working in that field. So what will be required of you to do, and I would advise you to do, is visit the website. I'll be putting the link to the Saskatchewan government website, where you find all of this information, direct links, so you would go do more research, go review your occupation, review the job duties, review the responsibilities, review employment as it concerns the employment and educational requirements, because usually they would put the job description and what they expect that you must have been doing in that particular job. Then choose which one closely relates to you and your experience, so that your application will not become ineligible after submitting and waiting for feedback from them. The next requirement is that the Saskatchewan government wants you to have the proof of fund, the settlement funds that you will be needing in your account 3 months before you send them your application. Please guys, let me just rewind a bit. I said that this particular stream requires you to have an express entry profile. So they basically require you to have all the things you've used to create your express entry profile, which is your credential evaluation, your IELTS, and whatever you use to create that profile. So once you go to the Saskatchewan government portal, which is the OSS one, to send in your expression of interest, applicants are ranked based on certain criteria, and for you to be eligible to even have access to having a profile in their portal, you must have 60 points. So I think it's ranked out of 100 or 110, but you must have the minimum point, which is 60. So once you're able to get up to 60 all over 100, then you have an account. But currently, or for the longest time, the scores have been more than 60. Sometimes it gets up to 82, sometimes it gets up to 80, other times it gets up to 70. One major thing that helps people to get up to 80, 85 in the Saskatchewan program, which is a good thing. It is optional. It's not like people that don't have this advantage do not get nominated in this program. They do, but it's an extra advantage. It is having a family member. Now, there is also another province, Manitoba, which uses family connection to give nomination, and it's very compulsory. You must have a family in that province for you to get nominated. However, for Saskatchewan, it is optional. It's not mandatory. So if you have a family member, guys, it gives you 20 extra points. And now that family member can only be not a friend. For Manitoba, if you have a friend in the province of Manitoba, they can help you get a nomination. Just that it will take you, like, you would have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you have been together for a while. For Saskatchewan, they need you to have a parent, a sibling, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, a cousin, extended family members, or in-laws of the same relationship. So if you have any of these persons, maybe not a direct family member, a relation here and there, you can use them to claim points, and that gives you 20 points. Please note, guys, that you would have to prove how you are connected with this person. Sometimes they require picture, family history. Sometimes they require pictures, family history, and all of that. You would really have to prove. So if you have any of these connections in Saskatchewan, that gives you 20 points. Now add 20 to 60, definitely you would get like an invitation to apply from the Saskatchewan government. Also, let me state here now that getting an invitation to apply from the Saskatchewan government does not mean you've been nominated. Getting an invitation to apply means they want you to send in your application to them, and then they take time to go over it, and if they are satisfied with whatever you've sent to them, they nominate you. You get 600 points, and the 600 points will be added to your express entry profile. And just like the Ontario provincial program, once your 600 points have been added to your profile, maybe you get a higher score like in the 900s and 1000, that's when the government will do a draw, and if you fall within the score for that draw, the point for the draw, you will now get an invitation to apply from the federal government, because everything still goes through the federal government, and then you can apply, submit your application to the federal government, and wait for feedback as regards becoming a permanent resident. Like I said earlier, I'll be leaving the links where you will get information about all of these. The next thing I want us to look at would be the occupation in demand, the international skilled worker occupation in demand. For this stream, you're not required to have an express entry account. However, almost all the requirements for the express entry, or the things that are needed for the express entry stream under the Saskatchewan nomination program, is what is required for the occupation in demand program, just that you mustn't have an express entry account. And for the language tests, the IELTS, you are required to have a CLB4. So if you have a CLB4, a CLB5, that works. Unlike for the express entry program, you also still need to have the 1 year of work experience in the field that you studied in school in the past 10 years, and then you're required to have your settlement fund, and also proof of why you want to settle in Canada, in Saskatchewan. You would have to state to them and explain to them beyond reasonable doubt why you want to settle in Saskatchewan. I'll also be leaving the link so that you will go see what those occupations are and get more information about all of these I've said. We go to the healthcare stream. Of course, healthcare, you understand what it means. It's for healthcare workers. Healthcare workers are really flexing as we in this Canada immigration journey, because there's so many pathways. So for the healthcare nomination, or for the healthcare stream, healthcare workers can send in an expression of interest to the Saskatchewan government, still using their application portal, which is called OSCs, and then you get to review your application. And then once you get an invitation to apply from them, once you get an invitation to apply from the Saskatchewan government, to send in your application so that they would consider nominating you. Before you submit, you'll be required to pay a non-refundable fee of $350. And after this, your documents will be checked to see if you are eligible for them to consider nominating you. Please remember, guys, like I said in the Ontario video I did, once a province nominates you, you are required to stay for nothing less than 2 years in that province. And if you're to leave for any reason, you must be able to reach out, write to them to state why you're leaving. If you know that you want a certain province to nominate you, just bear in mind that you would have to stay in that province. Thank you so very much, guys, for staying with me to the end of this video. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have not subscribed, please let our subscriber count keep going higher by the day. And until my next video, where I'll be talking about another provincial nomination program, which will be the Alberta Provincial Nomination Program, another interesting one. Bye bye, guys.